sure, deaf, dumb, blind, stupid, or probably poor. My name is Maxwell Jacob Friedman. You can hear all about me and my best friend Cody Rhodes at AEW Insider.
What's up, peeps? We're back. As always, I'm your host, Lee Benz, and thank you so much for joining us on this week's edition of the AEW Insider U2. So tonight we're going to get to AEW's All Out pay-per-view. I have the full card and my prediction. Plus I have a lot of news that's going on at StarCast. And then we also have King of the Ring results so far. And we do have the PWI's 500 Top 10. So let's get to this video so I can edit it so you guys can get it for tomorrow. For me, for some reason, I'm thinking of pay-per-view Sunday, thinking WWE time. In a surprise for StarCast 3, they tweeted out a video starring CM Punk, the best in the world. He was actually in the ring by himself and just cutting a cool promo. He was running the ropes and saying how much they hurt because it's been so long since he's done it. He took a bump, what have you. And then at the end of it, he acted like he was going to cancel his appearance, but he was joking. He was actually mocking others like Mark Henry, I'm pretty sure maybe Kane, Undertaker, who all signed up for StarCast until Vince McMahon got a hold of them and then they backed out last minute. So I'm not backing out last minute. I will be there. And I don't have to answer to anybody. So it was really, really good to see Punk back in the ring in any type of form. You know what I mean? Speaking of StarCast 3, it kicked off Thursday from what I've seen. Meet and greets were there, what have you. A lot of pictures are on Twitter all over. Hangman Page cut a final promo before his match with Jericho for the AEW World title. It didn't impress me much. I mean, I love Page, but it's not his time. He's not ready, which I'll get to in the predictions. Chris Jericho released a promo today from a beautiful hotel room in Vegas. So check that out. It's all on their Twitter, AEW Insider 1 on Twitter. Also, the Elite did a live Being the Elite mailbag when they answered questions from fans who mailed them in stuff. During their little thing, they took several digs at WWE. Like somebody talked about the worst or boring wrestling, and they said, yeah, if you're watching WWE, something along those lines. But they took 3 knocks at WWE, which is good because WWE takes knocks at them all the time. Don't mind me, I'm coming down with a cold. My daughter went to her mother's, came home sick. 2 days later, of course, Daddy's got it. Apologize. At StarCast 3, Cody revealed that he wants to do a pay-per-view from Atlanta, Georgia, and a live AEW show from the Farm State Arena. He also talked about walking out of WWE. He said he could break 1,000 thrones. I probably will, but I can never appreciate what they did for me. I met Brandy there. I grew up there. It's the house that built me. I took everything I could get and I let them know. And we all know how that ended. He said, I let them know that there's more to me than what you see. And the only thing I can do is show you. He said, you're not letting me show you. And Mark Carana, the talent coordinator for WWE, the guy you see in Total Divas, he said, Cody, I'll see you next week. Cody said, no, you won't. And I never came back. I didn't even re-sign my release papers, which I think is illegal, by the way. Don't tell anybody. Also, he revealed that the person who came up with the Stardust character was none other than Stephanie McMahon. He and Dustin Rhodes came through the curtain as their tag team, the Brotherhood in WWE, and the crowd reaction were getting a little less for the Brotherhood. They had a really hot run for a minute. The chief brand officer, aka Stephanie McMahon, said, why don't you paint your face like your brother? She was only making a suggestion, so she didn't mean anything by it, but somebody else's face lit up, aka Vince McMahon. There was nothing I could do at that point, and then when I went to creative services, and they don't work with a lot of gimmicks. They hadn't done one in many years. The last they did was the one for Seth Rollins' ring gear, and that's when Seth Rollins turned on the Shield and he went bad. That was, what, 3-4 years ago? He said they came up with all these designs, and I look like Quicksilver from the comics. I thought, yeah, this is going to be badass. And then the options started narrowing down, and I was going to be gold and silver. And then it was like a mini Stardust or Diet Gold Dust. So that's what happened, man. That's how he left and how he got the Stardust gimmick, what have you. StarCast is letting out a lot of stuff over this, these 3 days. You can check it out on fight.com, Fight TV. They charge for, I think it was like $50 before it happened for every event you could watch live and keep forever, which is really good. All right, let me see. Let me get back to where we were. I was saying StarCast rocks. All these things get revealed. Another awesome thing that was revealed in our little sit-down, the Elite sit-down, was Kenny Omega confirmed about an AEW video game. He said he's been traveling all around the world trying to get a hold of the best people to put it together, what have you. He said he pretty much guarantees by the end of the year they will make an announcement. Not saying when it's coming out, but an announcement for it. So everybody keep your fingers crossed for that. And something I think confirms it, I tweeted the pic out and it's also on our Facebook. They showed somebody's laptop just like this one, but at StarCast, and on the screen was actually a computer rendered MJF face. It literally is MJF, but like it's either for a video game or it's a toy sculpt. So I know both of them are coming, but that design right there I think is for the AEW video game. MJF tweeted it out, and Cody tweeted, awesome as he's hyped as fuck, or awesome as fuck, something like that. So he said he's proud as fuck. I apologize. So I'm telling you, it's coming, man. And that render looks awesome. It looks just like MJF, snarl lip and everything. Tonight, Friday night at 10 o'clock Eastern Time, TNT does have a special on. It's called Countdown to All Out. So it's going to be a hype before the show, which is very cool of them. A big rumor going around is that Jon Moxley and the Kenny Omega match will happen, obviously, as soon as Moxley's healed, but they want to do it on live TV. So as soon as he's ready to go, when they start on TV Wednesday nights, we're going to be able to see that match, which is cool. A fan in a wheelchair at StarCast tweeted out pictures about how we got to meet the whole elite. He put them in a little collage, multiple of them, what have you. The biggest picture, and the one that stood out, is MJF. And MJF is literally standing next to this paraplegic in a wheelchair, and he's just like that, and his finger right to him. And then the guy tweeted out, like, it was nice meeting you guys, and MJF responded, whatever, loser. He tweeted back to him, like, MJF is the best. He's really not like that, obviously. Like I always say, I met him in April. He cut a promo for the show. Even when he did it and after he did it, he's always a douchebag. He's always on. When I asked him for it, he's like, give me your money. And I was like, thank you so much, man. Here's my card. He's like, don't touch me. That's just MJF. But he's the best heel in the game right now. Forget about it. All right, I knew that Dustin Rhodes would not be done once AEW got their claws on him, and he's seen how the crowd reacted. He will continue his in-ring career, which isn't going to be much, but for big events, what have you, Dustin will be on some cards. And then also, he will be a coach for AEW, so that's really, really good. Tony Schiavone went on record about his current AEW role. People assume that he's going to be on commentary with JR and they're going to take over, blah, blah, blah. But he isn't. He's actually a producer. And he's going to be doing the vignettes. He's going to be doing like the fake when they're in the studio and they're giving the news AEW, the little shows. He's going to be doing all that. The pre-shows, what have you. So definitely it'll be cool to have Tony Schiavone in that capacity. And by chance, if the commentary team doesn't work out, which I think it does, then he'll just be able to do that, which is cool. All right, let's get to the AEW All Out full card in my predictions. For the pre-show, we do have Angelico and Jack Evans versus Private Party. My pick is Private Party. Private Party is just awesome. They're dope. So is Angelico and Jack Evans. And Angelico and Jack Evans have not had a win yet on AEW. But Private Party is getting a push. They're fighting the Young Bucks in the tournament. When I think the first night on pay-per-view, they're going to win it if you ask me. But I'm telling you, that match is going to be one of the best matches of the night. The only one I could see outshining it or being as good is the Lucha Brother Young Bucks ladder match and the three-way match with Janela and Jimmy Havoc. But I'm going with Private Party. We also have the 21 Casino Battle Royal, but a female version this time. A lot of female stars who've been wrestling for AEW and who should be in it have previous obligations. They have to wrestle somewhere else tomorrow night, so they can't be there. So I expect a lot of surprises, literally. Like Emma, what have you. They're all going to be coming, for real. But Britt Baker is going to be in it. Nyla Rose, Allie, Brandy Rhodes, Ivelisse, Big Swole, Sadie Gibbs, and Teal Piper. Dottie or Roddy Piper. I'm so mad that Brie Presley or Brie Priestley won't be there. That chick is super hot and awesome. But my pick to win the women's battle royal is either Dr. Britt Baker or Brandy Rhodes. All right, we also, into the main card. I thought this was on a pre-show, but they said there's only 2 matches for the pre-show, so I guess not. But on to the main show then. We do have a 3-way match. It is a 3-way tag match, sorry. It's Luchasaurus, Jungle Boy, and Marco Stunt versus SCU. I got to go with Lucha, Jungle, and Stunt. Everybody's already in love with them. Those guys are all going to be huge. They're going to be an awesome faction, a joking one, but one that kicks ass. I hate to say this term when I say it, but SCU doesn't need it, even though wins count. But my pick is definitely for Luchasaurus, Jungle Boy, and Marco Stunt. Marco Stunt was at StarCast too. You should have seen a reaction for the crowd for him. They love him also. It's on our Twitter. We do have Riho versus Hikaru Shida. I'm going with Riho only because I don't think I know who Hikaru is. I watched them all and all that, but I didn't notice her standing out or anything. I remember that chick who can walk like the wind and all that other crap. And that big chick was going to be going against Awesome Kong, but she has a previous obligation. We then next have Darby Allin versus Joey Janela versus Jimmy Havoc. This match is going to be fucking brutal. All three of them are absolutely crazy. All three of them don't give a fuck about bleeding or putting their bodies on the line. It's going to be dope. I got to stick with my boy Joey Janela, baby, for real. He should have beat Jon Moxley in that fucking match that they had, honestly. But they could give it to Darby Allin because they want to push him really bad. And I like Darby. He did a promo for our channel and intro. He's the man. But I'm going with Joey Janela, baby, the bad boy. We do have a tag match after that. The winner of this gets a first round bye into the AEW Tag Team Tournament that's going to start when they go on TV. We do have the Best Friends, which is Chucky T and Trent Beretta, versus the Dark Order. I think the Dark Order is awesome. They're fucking gimmick. They're like medieval guys. The one guy's got a mask. They literally have minions or druids that follow them around. And when the fat guy with the mask needs to sit down, they make a throne out of their bodies for him to sit on. It's a dope gimmick. But I'm going with Best Friends. Best Friends are a dope-ass tag team. I've been following Beretta since WWE, but I've been following the Best Friends since New Japan, and those guys are dope as fuck. So I got to go with the Best Friends for that one. Cody Rhodes versus Shawn Spears. Shawn Spears is going to win. Cody doesn't need it, which I hate to say, even though wins count, but they're pushing Spears really, really big time, and that's Cody's real good friend in real life. Plus, he's one of the only heels they have, even though they don't have heels and that, which they're saying, and good guys, which is bullshit. But Shawn Spears is going to win that one. We then have the AAA World Tag Team Championship. It is the Lucha Brothers versus the Young Bucks in a ladder of death match. My pick, the Lucha Brothers. And I changed that. I picked the Bucks, but Tony Khan keeps putting his guys over, which he can't keep doing, which I've been saying he's done it enough. But besides that, it's for the Mexican AAA World title. The Bucks aren't going to win it again and keep it again. Mexico's going to want their titles back. They're not going to want them on American TV every week, and they ain't got shit there unless the Young Bucks are over there defending it every week. So the Lucha Brothers are going to win this one. We do have Kenny Omega versus Pac. Now, this match is going to be dope. They're both fucking super athletes and wrestlers. I like this match, but I'm sad because I know Pac was going to come out and interrupt either this match or the World Championship match with Jericho and Paige, but now he can't because he's in this match. Well, he could still interrupt the other one, but not this one. But I got to go Kenny Omega, man. I would say Pac, but if you follow it, you know Pac was supposed to wrestle a couple pay-per-views ago, but since his storyline in Dragon Gate, the promotion he's with or something, wouldn't allow it, he didn't do it. So if I knew Pac was on a roster full-time ready to go, I would actually pick him. But I don't know that, so I'm going with Omega. Omega's the man. And then finally, we do have the AEW World Championship match. It is the Ayatollah of Rock and Rolla, Y2J, Chris Jericho, Bebe, and then you do have Adam Page, Hangman. I'm going with Jericho. Everybody even knows Cody, the Bucks, all of them have been saying it. They want Hangman Page to be the first ever AEW champion, blah, blah, blah. He's a beast. He's the man. He's awesome, for real. But I don't think it's his time, like I said before, seriously. And Tony Khan's about business. You want a face to be carrying your company at first, when you first start, so you get eyeballs on it. That's one of the reasons why you hired Jericho in the first place. So I got to go with Y2J to win the championship. And I think Hangman Page will get it not too long after if that does happen. On to WWE. The King of the Ring tournament did continue. It's been very, very good so far. They're getting back to the old school, like real King of the Ring shit. They did have Baron Corbin versus The Miz. Corbin did beat him. The match was okay, but the ending, when he caught Miz with his fucking finisher out of nowhere, that was really, really dope. You got to peep that out. After Corbin won, he walked up the stage to the throne. He put the crown on, and he cut a decent promo. We also had Ricochet versus Drew McIntyre. That was a very, very good match. In the end, King Ricochet pulled out the win. It sucks because Drew, the chosen one, was once again chosen to win this whole tournament, but Ricochet took him out. But it's only because they have bigger things for Drew to do, so he's not worried for it. Once again, he doesn't need it. He really doesn't. Just a little note for Raw, Dolph Ziggler and Bobby Roode have teamed up. They will be taking on Seth Rollins and Braun Strowman for their tag titles. I love Dolph Ziggler, you know that. He's my favorite, and then Sami Callihan. I love when he teamed up with Drew McIntyre, but when they do this, it makes no sense, and it doesn't last long, so why even fucking bother? On SmackDown, we did have Ali versus Buddy Murphy. Yo, this match was fucking awesome. Those two, as you would think they would, they tore the roof off. They're the bomb, and I'm so glad they actually get their time to shine. And I'm glad also, like I said, that King of the Ring is really pushing the upcoming talents. But way before Money in the Bank, King of the Ring was the spot. If you were a mid-carder or lower than that, or you had something going for you and you should be a bigger star than you were in the King of the Ring tournament, and if you won it, you would be champion soon enough, literally. They are doing it again this year. There are bigger names in there, like Samoa Joe, you know what I mean? Baron Corbin's even a bigger name now. I mean, like story-wise, blah, blah, blah. But those guys are in there just to give it some, validity. But I'm wondering the younger guys are going to win it. I think in the finals, it's actually going to be Ali and Ricochet, which is going to be fucking sick. Well, Ricochet did already ruin that. Ali did win that match. And then finally, the match that happened on SmackDown was Shorty G versus Chad Gable. Beforehand, Shorty G is Chad Gable versus Shelton Benjamin. Before the match, Shelton Benjamin actually went backstage and made fun of him again. But in the ring where it counted, Shorty G, Gable pulled out the win. So it's really, really awesome. I'll put up the standings right now for King of the Ring. I hope they ended at a King of the Ring pay-per-view. Not just fucking a pay-per-view, but a real King of the Ring one like they used to have. Real quick for SmackDown, Drake Maverick won the 24/7 title again. It's getting boring to me. I love when they brought it out. Was a little pissed it wasn't hardcore, but they've been doing some shit. But it's the same shit with the same people. It's fucking dumb. NXT, there's no reason to rehash it because if you're listening to my show, I told you 2 weeks ago what happened on this week's episode because people watch it live and they let you know. It was very, very fucking awesome though. Undisputed got those tag titles back. Speaking of NXT, it is confirmed that stars from NXT will be NXT UK will be a big part of NXT on USA. Like, duh. WWE wants as many eyes on that as possible. They're even going to pull stars from SmackDown and Raw. But Triple H has gone on record in the last few days and said he's doing his very best not to let any big changes happen to NXT. Vince McMahon. A few days ago, Ric Flair trademarked the man. And for years, he used that word, I'm the man, you know what I mean? I don't know if he's scared or somebody somebody or something told him since Becky Lynch is using it so much, or she might try getting rights to it and then he actually wouldn't be able to use it. I don't know what lit a fire under the Nature Boy's ass, maybe his health, what have you, but he did file a trademark for the man. So real quick, the news before we get to the PWI 500 Top 10. Enzo Amore did an interview at Wrestling.com and they brought up WWE. You can tell he wants his job back, but he plays it off. He was huge in WWE. Even though people hated him, that's my dog. My daughter loves Enzo. I hope they are taking him and Big Cass back. And guess what? The rumors are saying that they are. All the rumors on the dirt sheets and all that are saying WWE is in talks of bringing Enzo and Big Cass back for NXT. Then, of course, hours later, WWE denies it, Big Cass denies it. But that's what you do when you want a fucking huge surprise. So everybody keep your fingers crossed that they will be back on NXT where they belong and get those tag team titles like they should have had. How you doing? All right? All right. And we'll get to the PWI Top 500. If you haven't known, I believe for the last 20 plus years, PDI, Pro Wrestling Illustrated, has released their top 500 wrestlers of the year. Which one's the best, which one's the worst out of the list, what have you. The Bruiserweight NXT star and NXT UK star Pete Dunne did not take kindly to it. He pretty much tweeted out saying, and I'm adding my own to it. I'm just going off of memory. There's a word for it. It's slipping my mind right now. Paraphrasing, whatever the fuck it is. But Pete Dunne said pretty much that it's stupid that somebody can even make a list of the top 500 wrestlers. Like, what gives them the credibility to do so, and that people actually even follow it. That's what's even dumber. That people listen to it, people believe even go by it and that people even follow it. So the Bruiserweight isn't a fan. Who knows where he plays? I didn't get to see it yet. But anyway, the top 10 wrestlers of 2019, according to Pro Wrestling Illustrated, are number 10, Will Ospreay. Will Ospreay should have been in the top 4, if you ask me, honestly. That guy's a fucking beast. He's amazing. Number 9 was Hiroshi Tanahashi. He shouldn't even have been on the list, if you ask me. Number 8 was Kenny Omega. On the podcast, I said Omega should have been higher on the list, but then right after I said that, since he did sign with the company, I think he had to wait till April or what it was. How many matches has he had? 2 or 3? So even though Omega is the fucking best out there, well, one of the best, if not the top 3, they're not going to put him that high on the list because he really didn't wrestle this year, so I can accept that. Number 7 was Roman Reigns. Bullshit, shouldn't be on the list. Number 5 was Okada from New Japan. I can't stand Okada either. I wouldn't care if he was on the list. He shouldn't be. Number 4 was Kofi Kingston. Kofi Kingston should have been 9 or 10 if you ask me. His whole little dream is about to be over. Number 3 was AJ Styles. Number 2 was Daniel Bryan. And number 1 was Seth motherfucking Rollins. So that's the top 10 PWI of their 500 pick of the year. People are pissed about it. People love it. People don't give a shit who has you. Since I'm a kid, though, I did always follow it. So, I mean, PWI is awesome. Tomorrow I will be back with an all-out, results show for the podcast and on YouTube. Then Monday I'll be back with our Movies and More show. I got that new video game, Men of Medan. I'm going to play that tonight, give you a little review on it. Finally got to watch Midsummer, so I got a lot of big stuff coming up. But definitely show us some love, like, share, subscribe. If not, if you want to hit me up, want to see something on the show, tell me I suck, whatever it is. On Facebook and YouTube, we are the AEW Insider. And on Twitter, we're the AEW Insider 1. As always, I'm your host, Lee Benz, and thank you very much for joining us on this week's YouTube edition of the AEW Insider. Ciao, peeps.